I think the long pass is one of the clearest indicators of ability in general sports football. Today, we will learn how to kick the long pass well. An important element of a long pass. What do you need to kick far? The power to kick first, the ability to hit the bottom of the ball. Those two are all I need. Each person has a different power when it comes to the power of kicking. However, I don't think the difference between the strong kick and the weak kick doesn't have much impact on the long kick flying far away and not flying away. There will be a difference, but what's much more important than that is to hit the ball exactly. Be sure to keep that in mind. The power to kick is a certain level, so if you are in the 2nd to 3rd grades of middle school, there is no big difference in strength from adults, and at least everyone has the power to kick. I think I was in my 3rd year of middle school when I thought I could send the kick away in my own way. How can I get the ball right? First, watch the ball until the end the moment you kick it. This is a natural sound. We have to look at the position of the defense, the movement of our team, etc. until we make a long pass or shoot, but in the last final impact, we have to see the ball to make the impact accurately and get closest to the goal of hitting the ball accurately. So how can I get the ball right? Key. The second is actually the core of this video, and I think it's all about the long kick. The foot that kicks the ball has to go in at an angle to get into the bottom of the ball. When the foot kicking the ball is perpendicular to the ground, you cannot put your foot deep under the ball. That's a given. Furthermore, in the vertical state, the movement is somehow clumsy and unnatural. So how do you go in with your kicking foot tilted to the side? The moment you kick the ball right away, the body and the leg with the stepping foot should tilt diagonally, as you can see. This is the same result even if I analyze the posture of famous soccer players and soccer YouTubers. Originally, before I did the Project 100 left-footed kicks, I thought it was right to approach the ball at a 45-degree angle when approaching the ball. Then the shape of the leg on the tread is tilted about 45 degrees at that angle, so that the car can go in with its feet tilted sideways. But I'll tell you one more tip I felt while kicking my left foot, not my right foot. It is natural to tilt 45 degrees from the direction you want to kick and close, and you should turn your body from 45 degrees to 90 degrees from the direction you want to kick, and then the direction of your body should be front at the moment of impact. If you watch the video now, you may think it's natural, but this is the part that I felt the most when I kicked my relatively unskilled left foot 100 times a day for 100 days. Think like this before you kick. Look differently in the direction you want to kick your body in 45 degrees, and then rotate your torso the moment you kick. Since I kicked with this thought, I think my body tilted to the side well. Types of long kick: spin. And the purest form of the ball quality of the long kick should take a little reverse turn. Rather than intentionally, I think it works on its own if you keep practicing repeatedly. Depending on the situation, you can turn the ball to the right and to the left. But the basis of a long kick is that you have to be able to do exactly the kick with the reverse rotation. Nevertheless, if you want to increase the power of the kick itself, the power to kick isn't really a big deal, but you need to use stretch reflex to strengthen your power to kick even a little bit more. To put it simply, the muscle mainly used for kicking is the femoral quadriceps, which is stretched as much as possible, and then the backswing is made large to have elasticity like a rubber band. However, it is very helpful to make a large backswing with the opposite arm swing before kicking. In fact, this part is difficult to analyze in kinetic mechanics, and anyone can feel it with their body if they do simple repetitive training, so I won't explain it in more detail. Anyway, in summary, the muscles used for kicks are the muscles in front of the thighs, the femoral quadriceps, and the length of the muscles should be extended as much as possible, and in order to do so, the swing of the opposite arm greatly affects. However, you just have to remember that kicking power is not the most important factor in the success of a long kick. A supporting foot. The supporting foot seems to be about 15 centimeters away from the still screen. But this is just a still image, and I didn't kick my feet 15 centimeters away in the first place. And the position of the foot that supports it follows the ball because we practice kicking the moving fire in the actual game or training. In reality, it changes according to the movement of the ball, so it can be seen that it relies on the senses by repeated training. After all, the most important thing is repetitive training. Training method. The training method is that pushing the ball sideways and kicking it while following it is much easier to hit the bottom of the ball than pushing the ball forward. And it is better to use it in real games. This is because in a game situation, the ball does not kick in a stationary state. The best thing about long kick training is repeat practice. There's nothing like a wall in repetitive practice. When I was young, there were many walls to kick the type of ball, but I think it's hard to find that type of wall these days. It is much more helpful to practice repeatedly with a simple idea of kicking the bottom of the ball without complicated thoughts rather than not practicing well understanding the principles described above. That's the truth. And our brains can't tell the difference between virtual reality and real reality. What I mean is that it is important to actually kick the ball as described. But that much image training and simulation in your head is as important and effective as actual practice. So, whether it's a real practice or an image training, keep practicing over and over and over again. I'll cheer for you. The most important thing is repeated practice. The target point. As a result of teaching soccer to many children and seeing many amateur soccer players and former soccer players, if you can send the ball without a bound for 50 to 60 meters, you can say that you mastered the long kick first. Of course, if you kick more than that, you can kick it incredibly well, but I think 50 meters is enough for amateur soccer. A hopeful story. In addition, I watched with my own eyes that ordinary middle school students grow into players who kick more than 50 meters if they practice steadily every day. I saw a lot of students, not just one or two. And what's attractive about long kicks is that they have made certain progress as they practice differently from quickness and instant speed, and the difference between those who practiced and those who didn't is very big. And if you kick a long kick well, you will understand the foot that supports, so you will understand various shots and passes better, and if you try a little harder, you will be able to kick well. So good long kicks are very important in football and futsal. Applied or wrong case. Long kicks can be delivered more accurately to our team players who are far away in the game situation by adjusting their trajectory, height, speed, and strength when they become proficient. But there are other forms of application or wrong cases other than the pure reverse long kick that we're after. I will introduce another case now. The first is when you turn left and wind it up. In this case, it's similar to shooting when you kick a free kick. However, it is a good application if a player who can kick a long kick with a reverse turn can give a left turn depending on the situation. However, if the kick turns to the left unconditionally, you can't put your foot in the ball at an angle yet. Among the students I've taught, the most cases when the long kick turns left. This is especially common when learning long kicks for the first time. The second is when the ball is bent outward by rotating to the right, I think it's a very difficult kick if you just listen to it. However, because the ball usually kicks the ball rolling outward, it often bends out to the right when it is slightly missed. Even in this case, it's good if you can use it appropriately according to the situation. In particular, if a right-footed midfielder bends to the right when he makes a long kick on the right wing, the wing is more likely to receive the ball in the process of competing with the opponent's defense. The third case is hard to come out by mistake. If you use this skill well, it's a very nice, high-quality skill. It is a kick that comes like a long kick and only at the last impact moment. The ball is not kicked from the bottom to the top with a slightly higher position than the original long kick, impacting it closer to the center of the ball, but a kick that extends horizontally with the ground. It's called low-driven, and if you kick this kick, it's easier for our team to receive and it's very advantageous to play non-stop than a high kick. To put it simply, a high floating kick takes time to come, and you need one more touch to drop it under your feet, so depending on the situation, there are moments when low driving is very necessary. However, in general, long kicks often exceed the height of the defense. Today, we learned about the long kick, one of the most necessary skills in soccer. Thank you for watching the long video. Have a happy day.